Welcome back to our show. Once again, my name is Mrs. Augustina Anyanwu, and help me welcome my friend
Ezemma. Welcome back to our sweet home, Africa. Once again, it's a pleasure to have you as our viewer. So we have another topic this week. Our topic today is conflicts between the youths and the politicians in Africa. African politicians and the youths, they don't get along so well. And we have to look into what is causing this problem, because I know unemployment is one of them. We don't know why there's so much friction between the youths and the politicians, especially in some African countries like Nigeria. I mean, the youths are always, complaining about the politicians, and the politicians are always complaining about the youths. So that's why my friend and I were here today to look into it a little bit and then offer simple advice like we usually do to see if it can help to resolve the conflict. So my dear friend, you heard about the youths?
I sure did.
Okay. And the politicians?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think is causing all these conflicts? Because whenever the politicians are talking, they call the youths hoodlums. And whenever the youths are talking, they call the politicians criminals.
Ooh.
So what is causing all this conflict in Africa?
My dear, I think class is part of it. Because when class and tenureship, when some of them get there, especially those that are there because due to the help of the godfathers, they look down and they think they owe that. They think they're God. They think they have to be served. They don't regard the youths anymore. So when they are there and look down on them, calling them names, as you said, if somebody calls me name all the time, I'm not going to be happy about it. And second of all is that some of our older politicians don't want to give up the seat, and they don't want to, embrace the youth and their knowledge, even in technology and otherwise. So when they finish school, they're walking around, like you mentioned, unemployment. Yes, they walk around, and these ones, when they leave office after 10 or 20 years, they want to come back and be a president again. Being president, you leave, you come back, you want to be a president, and you don't want to vacate your seat so that the fresh blood can come in. I think that's among the things that make the youth get upset.
Thank you so much. I love that insight, because actually what came to my mind is this. Most of the time, the youths are the ones that help the politicians get into power.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, they're not friends anymore. So let's just, like I said, let's pick one or two things to bring it out to the open so that people can understand where this conflict is coming from. And I know that the youths are watching us because they have cell phones. And then a lot of politicians, the older ones, are watching us. So let's find out why they are really butting heads. There must be a reason. Number one, what we have understood from growing up in Africa, listening to the news, being there, we have been with the youths, and we have also seen the politicians, and we have been with the politicians. So let's, give you a little insight of what we know. Number one, the politicians, they recruit the youths and use them as criminals during election. Go ahead, my friend, and elaborate on that.
Yeah, that's the point. I think it's the fault of those youths that agree to let politicians use them, because they're not going to give you any position, and they look at you that you are only good to be their quote unquote maybe hitman, defender, protector, security, whichever one you choose that you fit in. So when they hire you like that, they train you, you're in the car all the time riding with them, their children, their families, and they hire you because they need one thing and one thing. they want to use you to go do some of their daily works. And after that, after election, they're going to dump you because they don't even regard you. Now they look at you as a murderer and they don't want you to come around them anymore. So that being said, they destroy your future because you have done things that is either against your culture or your own value, things against your value because of the way they're treating you, give you that assignment. You know you have to do it because they're paying you. So you have to do what they ask you to do. So because you have done something contrary to your own value or your family value or your agreement between God and man, because you say, oh, look, God, this is what I'm going to do. So when these politicians fed you with words, elevate you more than where you used to be, then you do all their daily works for them. So when they got in that state house, you're going to be outside. And by then you get upset, you get angry, you don't have a car again to ride about. By then you get disappointed and you're not going to love them anymore. You're not going to see them with good eyes anymore. So my friend, I had to leave you to say something there. I don't know if
thank you so much. I love everything that my friend said. Our youths in Africa, look at it this way. We're mothers, so we have children. And when your mom brought you to this world, she wants the best for you. So when these politicians come to you and then they give you money, what I call it is temporary, temporary gratification that destroys the lifelong satisfaction. So they will bring a little money to you and they said, I want you to be a thug, I want you to be this, so that they will use you against their opponents. What I will advise you is this. The first thing that you will ask yourself is that, where are their own children? Why do they love you so much that they have to give you this money? Why don't they give it to their children to do that thing that they want you to do? And I have to let you know, most of their children are overseas. They're in the Western world. So they're looking at you more like a tool that they can use and dump anywhere, anytime. So when the politicians are coming to you to use you, please do not agree to do what they want you to do. Tell them that what you need is employment, that you need a place to work, not like temporary money. No matter how much it is, if you don't have a source of income and they just give you lump sum money and say, do this for me, do this for me, I am telling you, within a year or two, that money is gone. And then you won't have any source of income. So if they love you so much and come to you, you say, sir, madam, where are your children, number one? And please, if you love me so much, get me a job. Not a job where I will make income, enough money to feed my own children, to be able to help my own family, not to just use me and then dump me. That's what I wanted to tell the youths. And then the politicians themselves, older men and women. These are young children. You are robbing them of their childhood. You know your own children cannot do the job that you're going to that you to do, to tell you to do. You sent your own children overseas and you're destroying other people's children. Once again, which I say over and over in this show, would you like your children to do the job that you are recruiting that young guy just because he came from a poor family to do? Would you like your children to do the same job? If your answer is no, then leave the youths alone and don't ruin their own childhood. That's what I wanted to say. All right, my friend.
My dear.
Okay.
I know we are talking about what causes some of this confusion
exactly
between the politicians and our youth. I think the next one will be how they take their future fiancé or their future wives from them, because they entice some of our young girls with money, buy them cars on their birthdays. They will see you with your girlfriend and they think their wife at home is not good enough for them, and now they want to go after your girlfriend. And if you resist, you're going to jail. Because they're going to get
they will accuse you of one thing or the other.
They're going to get their so-called security guy that ride with them to beat you up, dump you by the wayside, and then take your girlfriend. So with that, they're not going to be happy with the politicians, because the politicians, because of them, they think right inside them they have money. I can get whatever I want. And eventually they want to take your girlfriend or your fiancé. They want to take her from you. So I think that's a reasonable, excuse for them to get mad at some of them that do all those things. And at the same time, women, ladies, you're among the youths. You got to know what you want. That man have a wife at home, maybe other concubines somewhere else around the corner, everywhere they go. So it's left for you to know who your boyfriend or your future husband will be, so that you will be able to know what your response will be to these politicians. Money comes, money goes. So let's make peace, my dear.
Good. All right, so since we're talking about spouses, we've noticed that a lot of African politicians, what they do is, like, when they travel, they don't take their wives with them, which is very unfortunate, because when you look in the Western world, most politicians, or most people in the government, when they're traveling, they take their spouses with them. And these are some of the reasons, so that they won't go into, adulterous lifestyles. So unfortunately, once again, a lot of people, when they go to school, they meet their spouses, either in secondary school, when you hear about high school sweetheart, or in the university. But unfortunately, most African countries, once again, when people graduate, they don't get jobs right away. So these youths will be struggling.
Right. Yes.
And then all of a sudden, the rich men, the old, what they call it, sugar daddies in Africa, they will come and they take these young girls that are already betrothed. They have spouse. I mean, they have fiancé and people that going to marry
promise
them.
To marry.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they take them. And then what happens? The youth get mad, and that's why you hear most of the time the youths are going there, burning people's houses, the rich people, and then we keep on wondering, why are they mad at politicians? Why are they mad at rich people in Africa? But these are some of the things that they're doing to them. So what they do, they take their spouse to be, and then most of the time even they take them and then they flog the youth, and they said, even sometimes when they see them walking on the streets. If it is a girl that they like, they look at them. I mean, the rich man or the politician will look at the girl and say, follow me. And then the boy will be standing there. They will leave the young man stranded. And then that's why they throw stones and they break houses and they do so many things to the politicians. It's because of these little things that they're doing. So, my dear African young girls, if you see someone that you like, that you want to marry, even if the person doesn't have money now, he might have money later, or you can help the person to build a home, whatever you can contribute. So you don't have to run away from him just because maybe you met a politician or you met someone and then you left someone that you love so much. Because that's one thing, actually, that's a topic that we'll do next time, to let you know that money is not all that in marriage. Love matters more. So, and then our dear politicians, once again, because we advise the youth and then we talk to you, please, can you leave these young girls alone? Because they are causing so much conflict. Stay with your spouses and leave these youths so that they can marry their sweethearts. Because you're destroying their life. You're destroying everything about them. You're not creating jobs for them. And then even the little person or someone that they met that is going to comfort them so that they can live together and build, their own life. You destroy the homes. And that's why the youths are so mad at you. And everybody is calling them hoodlums. They are not hoodlums. That's the reason why they are mad at politicians. All right. There's something else that came to my mind. There's another area that I want to go into. Because I know we talked about like personal issues, but when you look at it on a larger scale, most of the time the African youth, when they're crying, they're the voice of the people. What they're saying most of the time are things that women in the village are saying, men in the village are saying, but they don't have the avenues to bring those things out, the suffering of the less privileged. So whenever the youths are coming out, please, politicians, take your time, sit down with them. Dialogue, find out. There must be a reason why they're doing what they're doing. You don't have to go around shooting them when they're demonstrating or, you know, killing them thinking that they're criminals. Give them a chance so that they can speak out and tell you exactly why they are revolting. That's what I wanted to add. Go ahead, my friend.
My dear, while we are still on the same topic, I'm talking about the youths have every right to be mad because a lot of them paid arms and legs to go through school. And when they finish, there is a job, but they cannot get it because the so-called girlfriend you pick on the street, only her demand is put my brother to work. My brother don't have a job. My other brother don't have a job. Maybe that job is in engineering department. And the so-called brother did something, let's give them, they are like an architecture,
football player,
a basketball player, did something that is not even related to the vacancy. Instead of you to give it to the youth that is well qualified, have a nice CV, have work experience, or just came out of school, ready and willing to do the job. No, for you to keep that girlfriend by the side, it's not even only one. You have like 10 concubines all over the place. And you will take that job and give it to their brothers so that you can keep the girl going. Because that's what her heart desire is. And when they get there, they know the route to how they get the job. They didn't apply for it. Because their sister say, come, let's go. Or go meet this person. Go meet that person. Depending on who you know. Or is your friends or somebody else. Or your godfather tell you, put this person to work. You just give them the job. And the same person that you say, come today, come tomorrow, they keep on going back and forth. You know they're not getting the job because you have already given it to somebody else who is nowhere close to being qualified for that position. That will make them mad. That make them sad. That make them angry. And that's why they are mad and they don't have a platform where they can dialogue, where they can talk to. They don't even know who your own boss is because everybody is in the same shoe. Your boss is doing the same thing you're doing. Eventually, there's no need to complain because nobody will hear them. So please, listen to the youths, as my friend said. Give them the job that they are qualified for. Give them the job based on what they studied so that Africans can move forward. We have people that can drill, can mine, can do other things. They can only come out and get a penny change in their own father's land. When other people get that contract, I mean people outside our continent, when they come there with that contract, then they will hire them and give them peanuts to do the same job. And then we sit there answering them, sir. And those people they answering, sir, they didn't even go to school. So that's the irony of the whole thing. So the point I'm making is, listen to them, give to job to those that went to school for it, that have a certification, so that that will encourage other people to study hard when they go to school. Not based on who you know, not based on if your sister is young, not based if your sister have long leg. Ladies, girls, youths, when we call youths, it involves both the man and the woman. So let's respect each other, so that we can be able to speak with one voice and the so-called politicians will be able to listen. So please, let's resolve the conflict.
Thank you so much. And then African politicians, you know, that's something that I wanted to bring to your attention. I know many of you travel out to the Western world and you see their own youths. And it looks like their place is so peaceful. I mean, there's no conflict. I mean, there's, you know, crime is curtailed. But it's because they created jobs for the youths. And unfortunately, what a lot of African politicians do is that they build houses, private houses. You build mansion here, you build mansion here. Mansion is not industry. I know we said it over and over. You can just build a single house, and then if you have money, you invest it in something. What I mean, places that people can manufacture clothes and manufacture shoes and do things so that you can create job for these youths. Because why are we saying this? It might sound like a very simple thing. Yes, your children are overseas. You've sent them here. But once again, you are banishing your children out of Africa. When you're old, they're not going to come back because they will become afraid of the youths if you don't take care of the youths now. So take care of them so that your children and your grandchildren can come back and take care of your mansion that you're building. Because if not, when you die, they will sell those mansions or they will abandon it because your children are not there. They're all overseas. That's right. So that's why it's very important. They're used today, but they're going to grow up soon. And one thing with this is that if you do not model good behavior while you're in power now, the ones that are coming will continue to repeat that cycle over and over. But if you model good behavior, if you build industries, if you build good things for the youth now, when the youths go into power later, when they get older, they will continue rebuilding Africa and things will get better. So if you love Africa and love your own children, help the youths so that your children can come back when you grow older and be part of Africa again. My friend.
My dear, what is enough for the wise? We just want the youths and the politicians to get along.
Yes.
So that when you pass the torch, it will be a smooth ride. It will be easy. Start employing them. Let them know what is going on in the government. Let them be part of the government. Let them have a say-so in the government. Because once you bring them in, embrace them, teach them that wisdom. That's what we know, that old age comes with more wisdom because you've been around for a long time. Let them know where you make mistakes and try to admit your mistakes. So let them know where you make mistakes so that in the future when they take the same position, they will not go that route. But when you keep a distance, make them and us, it looks like it's a war. Exactly. You already have a wife and then you don't want their girlfriends or future spouses to relate to them. They look down on them thinking, oh, they don't have money. You have money today. Money is not the answer to everything. Sometimes there will be a situation when your money will not be able to help you.
That's true.
Then it's the same youth. Because over here we call it when there is emergency. It might be that youth you maltreated will end up taking care of you or being the one to come there to be of our assistance to take you to hospital. So we do not know tomorrow. Like I'm saying, my friend said it, leave a good legacy. Let your footprint be so wide so that they have to try all they can to be able to fit it in. Do not say because you are in politics today, you have the money. I hope it's your own paycheck. You have it today. Tomorrow you do not know what will happen. So that the youth will still be an angry bee. So they will stop whatever they're doing that make you to give them a name. And then, sir, father, daddy, grandpa, stop calling them names because you will not be happy if somebody call your daughter or your son or your grandchild a name. Those people you are calling names are somebody's children. Exactly. Whether they're rich or they're poor, their parents love them the same way. So please, let's live amicably, leave what belongs to them. And some of you went as far as taking their land. Those that live around that, the village thing, when you have money, sometimes you want to buy their land, they say no, their mother is a widow. All you have to do, you go and put them in jail.
That's true.
So they can be there before you finish building your mansion. If there is anybody that was killed within that area, you will say is that person. And nobody will have money to bail them out. Our judiciary system, you have to make sure that people get justice accordingly. Please, let's live in an amicable way. People that have not seen the judge shouldn't be in jail. We have to verify. We have to investigate. We have to make sure that those ones that are being lied upon, that are rotting in jail, that we have to go and open the jail so they can come out. They cannot die there because they don't have money to bail themselves out or to hire a lawyer. Please, let's live in peace. The world, Africa is so huge.
That's true.
And they will feed all of us.
Thank you so much, my friend. I know we're rounding up, but what came to my mind is this. I know, I mean, the politicians will be like, okay, how do we get close to the youth as to help them? It's fine. I mean, if you are in position, let's say government position, you can go to the local communities and tell them to form groups, and then you can start what is called youth empowerment. You could build local, like a furniture not refinery, like a place that they make furniture, and then you hire some youths there. They can start making furniture. If you're from places that have cocoa or something, you can, whatever, any industry that you can build is in the small communities, and start what is called youth empowerment. You know, use your idea and think of something that you can do in local places to, you know, bring the youths closer in those local places. And little by little, it will spill from the community to the state, from the state to the country. And then, I mean, it's not that you're going to employ everyone in the whole world, but at least you can employ majority of people, especially the youths, so that at least the whole place will be peaceful. And then you won't have all these conflicts between the youths and the politicians.
That's right.
All right. So once again, my friend always say a word is enough for the wise.
Yeah, to add up to what my friend said, you can build a technical school too.
Exactly.
So once you build technical school, the youths, especially the unemployed, even if they've been to university and come out and don't have a job, or those that their parents don't have money to train them, because it's a whole lot of process too with school fees and all that. You can provide free technical schools. So where they can, some people want to fix cars. Some people want, whatever they want to do construction. Some people want to go to even this computer school. So different things there, they just learn that directly, not to be learning history and English or whatever not, but whatever that job they want to do. Some can learn how to sew clothes, because everybody will wear clothes. Some people will learn how to do hair, because that technical school have to be for either a man or a woman. Some can learn how to drive all these big trailers. So that's what technical school is all about. They specialize in whatever they want to do, and it could be a 3-month course, because you're doing it every day for 3 months. You, in the 4th month or 6 months, it can be 6 months. Believe me, when they help them to acquire a job, because when they have that certificate, they can go out now to any state. They can acquire a job and they will give back, because that's what all this community thing is all about. They will come back to give. All you need to do is to invest in them, and then they will come back and invest in the other younger youth that are coming in to learn. So that will help. That can appease the whole situation too. All right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're done, we're done, we're done. So we thank you once again for watching us. I mean, follow us with subsequent episodes. We're going to continue to address the youths. And the youths, look for our other episodes that are coming up, because we're going to advise you on how you can take care of yourself to start something without having to look at somebody else to help you. So that's what we have today. Once again, we thank you. And this is a show that comes out every week. So continue to follow us as we give little advice that we believe will help our people and help our government, so that we can have a peaceful place in Africa and a prosperous place in Africa.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you so very much for watching us. And continue to give us your comments. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. And you that have subscribed, forward this to people on your list. All right. So we want to spread this good news. We want Africa to be better than it was last year.
That's true. So thank you so much for watching us, and watch us again next week at our sweet home, Africa.